And to details, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi issued on Wednesday a decree on appointing Tariq Amir as a presidential advisor, thanks to his sincere efforts during the period he took over responsibilities of the Central Bank of Egypt since 2015. For his part, Amir expressed gratitude and appreciation for President el-Sisi's support, stressing that he retired from his post to bolster new generations to continue the country's successful development process. Amir resigned from his post as the governor of the ECB after the decision. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli affirmed that the Projects of Decent Life initiative top the government's priorities as it follows up the latest developments in all governorates. The Premier remarks came during his visit to Alexandria on Wednesday to inspect a number of projects of the presidential initiative, where Madbouli directed to implement those projects according to the scheduled time, upon the directives of President el-Sisi to improve the citizens' living conditions. At the beginning of his tour, Madbouli visited Abu Sir village in Burj Al Arab as he was briefed on a progress report on those projects, as the Armed Forces Engineering Authority is implementing about 86 of them in 4 villages. Meanwhile, Madbouli inspected a services complex and a water pump projects in the village. Following his tour, the Premier gave statements on the outcomes of his visit to Alexandria, asserting that the government is working on upgrading all ports nationwide upon the directives of President el-Sisi. He also said that a new fish market will be established soon with the cooperation of the private sector in this domain. Within the framework of its strategy, the Interior Ministry continued its efforts to combat any types of crimes across the country. The ministry continued its campaigns to follow up and control prices of strategic commodities. The ministry arrested a number of traders who used to hide strategic commodities to sell them in black markets, and detained others who were selling expired products. Moreover, it captured about 145.5 tons of hidden food commodities and more than 82 tons of subsidized goods during the last 24 hours. Upon directive of President el-Sisi, Egypt sent relief aid planes to Sudan within the framework of constant support to the Sudanese people in all crises. The planes carried food, tents, blankets and medical tools presented from Egypt's defense, health and housing ministries with the aim of easing burdens on Sudanese citizens. During the past days, 5 military aircrafts carrying tons of aid materials flew to Khartoum. The aid came within the framework of the historical and strong ties binding the two countries over history. And to details, Minister of Petroleum and Mineral Resources Tariq al-Mullah discussed with the Executive Director of Hallar Topsoe Danish company and his accompanying delegation means of cooperation in energy transformation projects and the possibility of benefiting from the company's expertise in green ammonia. Al-Mullah said that Egypt's efforts have been reviewed to become a regional hub for energy. He added that the importance of green ammonia has been discussed, as well as means of benefiting from the company's expertise in advanced technologies for blue chemicals, which contributes in achieving Egypt's ambitious goals on the short term in limiting carbon emissions during transiting to green solutions. Egypt's stock market indices collectively gained £9.3 billion on Wednesday, being bolstered by purchasing operations by Arab and foreign investors. The main EGX 30 index saw 2.18%, the small and medium EGX 70 index soared 0.55%, the more expanded EGX 100 index soared 0.99%. The overall transactions and dealings within the session reached £4.2 billion.